Hey guys, it is Sydnee A, and I am back with another exciting episode of Necro, Fiends of the Frozen Dead. We are celebrating 25 years of Johnny Necro and the Frozen Dead by talking to Johnny's fans and friends and seeing what they are up to. And today I am super excited to be talking to Craig Lucas from the Dadmented podcast. Welcome, Craig. How are you?
Good.
Good. I like the color you have going on there. You look very
Yeah, there's lots of color.
That's that's cool. I like watching you change all different colors.
Yeah.
So the first question I've been asking everyone is, how did you discover Frozen Dead and Johnny Necro initially?
Actually through We Are Horror Records, like we listened to them and we all agreed to get them on the show. Like I think that was maybe 2 years ago,
Okay.
and we met at the con at the Great Media, and he became a good friend. Like, yeah.
That's one thing a lot of us have been saying. It's like the second you meet Johnny, you're friends.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like so easy to get along with and like such a great human that we're all just like, okay, we're friends now. So you had him on your podcast? How did that go?
It went well every time. He gave
Excellent.
us mugs to, kind of plug it and everything. Let's see if I can find mine. There it is.
The horror adorables, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
So we got that. He just gave that for like advertising basically, and I always keep it over where people can see it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, speaking of advertising, I have a double shot for you because not only do I have my Dadmented Geek Den sticker from the Comic-Con on my cup, but you are also featured in the 25th anniversary volume 11 of Frozen Dead right here. So everyone can see. Get your copy. I'm going to put up Johnny's link tree so that anybody that wants to buy a copy, which should be everyone, can just go to Frozen Dead 13 at Linktree and get your copy as well. So that is super cool. Love the horror adorables. They are awesome.
Yeah.
And love your podcast. I've listened to a couple episodes and I'm down for more. You also write for, is it Pop Horror?
Yep, Pop Horror. Yeah.
Awesome. So Pop Horror.
We're gonna do more with like horror websites and even pop culture because I know a lot about that too. So
excellent.
I have a lot of options. I'm a stay-at-home dad, so like I can basically do everything at any time.
That's wonderful, and I have to commend you for that because stay-at-home moms get a lot of recognition, and I was one for years, so I know exactly how much work goes into being a stay-at-home parent. So I have to give you kudos because you don't hear as much about the stay-at-home dads. So
yeah,
well done.
It's fun.
That's good. That's good. And yours are a little older now, so that gives you a little more freedom to explore your.
Yeah, they're 10 and 13, so.
Nice. Oh, that tween and teenage, though.
Yeah, so my oldest, I went from dad to bruh with her. Like, it's pretty much, that's pretty much my name around the house. Like,
there are much worse names she could be calling you. So
I think I can deal with that.
Yep. That's so funny. Are they both girls?
Yep. Two girls.
Oh, girl dad. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have two girls and a boy, so
Yeah, we stopped it too.
You were already outnumbered, right?
Yeah.
Didn't want to risk it. That's so funny. But do they take after your interests? Are they into the pop culture and the horror stuff as well?
Somewhat. Like my oldest, she'll watch like stuff about like paranormal things like that, but she doesn't really get into like slashers or anything. So we're working on it though.
She'll get there.
Yeah, she knows I'm like a big Terrifier fan, so she's like scared completely of that dude.
So. She doesn't like Art the Clown.
Yeah.
That's fair though. I was one of those people that had like a phobia of clowns for the longest time. And I know it's the total stereotype. It was Poltergeist. I watched it when I was too little to watch it.
Yeah.
And I would like have, mega anxiety anytime I saw a clown. And
Yeah.
about 10 years ago, I decided that I needed to get over it, and I started just making myself watch the things. And I'm better now. I don't necessarily love them, but I don't scream anymore. So there is hope for her. Like she'll, and especially if you like it and she's exposed to it, it'll get more and more like, all right, it's not that scary.
Yeah.
But he is great.
The jump scares always get her, so like she doesn't really. She tunes those out, and then she'll go back to just enjoying the story again. But she does not like jump scares at all.
And that's funny because like my kids were all into Five Nights at Freddy's, and that's like all jump scares. And I'm like, all right, that's cool. I see those genes there. You got that from me.
Yeah, I've been watching horror since I was 5. It all started with Return of the Living Dead. So
okay, so you
a
got
lot of years I have dedicated to it. Yeah.
Early start there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the first horror movie I saw because growing up as a preacher's kid, that was one thing that wasn't in the house. So it would have had to have been at a friend's house, probably at a slumber party. And I know we would do Amityville Horror. We did Creepshow 2. And for some reason, it was always Friday the 13th, part 6. And I think it's because we like the Alice Cooper song. So that's why we always...
That is a great song. Yeah. I actually have a shirt where he's like holding the hockey mask and it gives that quote.
Oh, okay. He's back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like you, Craig. I'm not going to sing. That's so funny. So did you guys ever hang out, you and Johnny, other than the cons? Have you had a chance to?
No, that was our first meeting because we're kind of like far away a little bit. So that was the only place we could really meet because we were like in the middle of where we live. So.
Oh, okay. So that's a good halfway point then. That works.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
It's a lot of fun. He is.
And now like he's doing all of these other projects, so we'll get to hear his music and movies. And I know he's got a part in an upcoming horror movie. So I can't wait to check that out. So that's very cool. So let me know what else is going on with you. What can we plug for you aside from everybody can follow your social media and keep up with you? You are
it's all the same name except TikTok. TikTok is only Dadmented. The rest is Dadmented Geek. Then so you can find all that. Yeah.
Nice. And I like how it's Dadmented because you're a stay-at-home dad. That's cool.
I haven't like started anything since I published like those 6 books. I'm kind of just like I'm still trying to get the motivation back to make a new one because 2 of them really got me like in the gut with memories. So I kind of like I wrote them out, but it was kind of like weird. It was like facing demons almost and letting them out. So that's honestly like those are my 2 favorite books, but they were the hardest to write. So.
Well, because they have the most emotional attachment, so.
Yeah. But right now, I'm just writing for Pop Horror. You can find them at pophorror.com. Do a lot of articles for them. Looking to get some more people are looking into getting me as a journalist. So.
Congratulations.
Cool. Thanks.
That's awesome. Yeah, because let me see if I can pick. Okay, I got the right side. I told you I moved my room around. I got this yesterday, so I'm like kind of working around the new setup here. But my book, Everything I Need to Know I Learned in Go-Go, How a Preacher's Daughter Pole Danced Her Way to Finding Her True Self, because we couldn't just keep the title small. When I wrote that, a lot of people asked if I was going to write another one, and it's like, well, this was all the stories I could remember, so I don't know if I can remember enough to write another one because I kind of, just which you can get at learnedingogo.com. But I understand like what goes into writing a book, and I'm reading your book, 2-Page Terrors, right now, and I am enjoying it so much because, as I told you when I started reading it, it brought me back to growing up and the Creature double feature show and like all of those. That whole vibe, and it's so fun. And I love that, if I have a pocket of time in my day, I can actually read a few stories. Yeah. And, it's not that you have to sit down and read the entire book to get it. It's real quick stories and they're really fun.
Yeah. Yeah. They were fun to write, but they were pretty hard to write, keeping it on like 2 pages.
Oh
It
yeah.
was a challenge, but like I got through it and I was happy with it, you know. So
I think you did a
yeah,
great job from what I've read so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'm just like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
yeah. The two newest books, our co-host Jason on Dadmented Geek, then he just actually designed the covers. So
Oh, that's
yeah, my
very
last
cool.
two were designed by him. They're both awesome and based on like you said, like the EC comics and that. And yeah,
Excellent. What are
2 page
the
tears.
titles of your two new ones so people can check them out?
One is called Born Weird. The other one, I'm gonna go with Cryptic Collection. I think that was the last one.
Oh, I like that title. That's
Yeah,
very, that gets your attention.
yeah, yeah. That one was fun. And then Born Weird was really fun, like I said, but like hard to write because it was just memory after memory. But I had to get it out somehow because it infected my brain. So
Right.
I
No, I
just
understand.
started writing. Like I don't have any I don't have any experience really other than like school, but I've learned a lot and I'm looking forward to working with more people and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's the way to do it. And that's what, like I use a couple different phrases all the time. One is I'm building the plane while I'm flying it. And another is, you jump off the cliff and you learn how to fly on the way down. That's how
Yeah.
I operate. So I completely understand. Like, a year ago, if you told me I would have a full season, 15 episodes of a podcast under my belt, I'd be like, what? I don't do podcasts, or like,
Yeah.
doing these interviews for Johnny. Like, I'm not an interviewer. No, we're going to do it and we're going to figure it out. And we're either going to kick ass or make asses out of ourselves. But either way, we're going to have a good story. So
Yeah.
I commend you for not saying, well, I didn't get a degree in it, so I'm not going to do it. No, do it. Get it out,
Yeah.
share those stories, and for it to have that effect on you as helping you get it out too
Yeah.
is even
I think
better.
also like I said, the memories were like really hard to write out, but it was fun and like I think everybody enjoys that one. That's read it. So I went through it
Excellent.
doing pretty good. I'm happy with it.
I will have to check that one out too. And just for everyone watching, you can go to Amazon and just type in Craig Lucas and it will come up. That's how I found your books.
Yep.
So that's awesome. Do
Yeah.
you have like an easier way or is that the best way to do it? Just go to Amazon and search for
Yeah.
you.
Amazon because I use Amazon Publishing. So
Excellent.
yeah. You can find it
Cool.
on Kindle, Amazon. So
Excellent. Yeah, and I'm like I said, I'm enjoying your writing so far and I can't wait to dig into more.
yeah, I started during the pandemic and like I realized how fun it was because I spent so much time like thinking about these things. I was like, well, why don't I just put it to paper? Like I didn't know anything about like book sizing or anything like that. So that's why 2 page tears was kind of big because I was still learning.
Right.
But
Well,
I
that's
think I
it.
got
Yeah,
it down there.
absolutely. Yeah, and that's why, like, when people see my book, because they're just like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, it's like 300 and something." I don't shut up, so I just
Yeah,
I write like I talk. I just kept going. But no, that's
yeah.
that's
There's not much. I don't do like 300 pages. I like to keep it easy for everyone so they stay interested. You know, and
right.
yeah,
Exactly. No, that's a
yeah,
great way to do it. You don't always
yeah,
have to have diarrhea of the mouth like me.
yeah. And that's the same way our podcast started. Like during the pandemic, we were in a group. At one time, it was called Punk Rock Dads, and then we kind of changed it to Punk Dads United because there was all kinds of drama that everybody needed to get away from. So we kind of stepped away from it. And James, I think, brought it up to me. Well, why don't me and you start a podcast? And it was me, him, and two other people went to start. And our first episode was on 420. So it's a lot of like babbling and things like that. And we didn't know what we were doing. Like we just talked for 2.5 hours, and people were like, no, you
Yeah.
can't talk that long without keeping me interested. So we keep our interviews now to like try to be around an hour or under an hour. We learned a lot from people's responses. So
Well, that's
yeah,
good that you took the feedback and you tweaked what you were doing. Do you have like any one certain type of guest, or do you have all kinds of people? What like can people expect from your podcast?
People expect that we mainline horror, but it's not really that true. Like, we'll talk to anybody that wants to come on the show. Just because we enjoy doing it, we enjoy learning, and yeah.
Can I be on your show?
If we stay focused, it goes really good, but we are always off track, and I think that makes it more fun to watch because you never know what we're gonna do.
Keeps it unexpected. And it makes people feel like they're part of it too. And it's not like you're sitting in a lecture hall. You're actually listening to a conversation and enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. But like seriously though, I'd love to be on your show. I'm just going to keep pushing
talk to anybody.
I know a little bit about horror, not as much as you, but we have my favorites.
Yeah, me and Jason, we're like horror fiends. So like everything we come up with instantly goes to either how bands perform and like the legends behind them, like how do you record and everything, and what's the studio like. But then we get like authors, we get historians. Like we will really talk to anybody. We talk to mostly bands, but sometimes we don't talk to anybody and we just hit record and we just babble for like an hour. That's always fun.
I was going to say, and I bet that's the most fun because there's no expectation. It's just, let's just chat,
Yeah. Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah. That was not our newest, but I think the one before that where we just went off and trailed off into what we don't even know. And we just hit record and started talking. Sometimes we go in like, even with guests, sometimes we go in like we don't know what we're doing, so work with us.
And that's what I said, like there's nothing, we're just gonna talk. So
yeah, exactly. Like, but I'm finding like I'm getting interviews from really cool people on pophorror.com. Like you can check that out anywhere because it's fun to write for them. It really is, because we have so much freedom. Like they give us screeners or something to watch before it comes out, but other than that, you're basically on your own. You can write about anything as long as it's horror related. So I think my last article was like the 13 spookiest songs in the world, and
I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's always fun doing that, and like I'm learning all kinds of things from them. Like, so I just started reaching out to people and ignoring kind of PR at first.
Right.
And then they taught me how to like talk to PR. So I got a lot of cool guests coming. Like I've talked to cool people, and you just have to look out for what I write. You can really expect what's mine, because it's like either Terrifier related or like cartoons, like not scariest, but like cartoons about monsters. I did like a top 10 of that. And then other than that, we can just come up with content as long as it's over 500 words. They don't really say too much. Like if you get feedback, it's cool because they don't make you feel like stupid. They just, this is how it works and this is what we do, and made it easier to understand. So
that's great. That's actually really helpful.
Yeah. So now I'm just emailing people and going through PR to get to them, but that's fun too, like waiting. So it makes me a little nervous, but everybody's gotten back to me so far, because I was like, don't ghost me. So that happened a lot with like some of the people on Facebook we were going to interview. Like they just ghosted us. So
that's frustrating. I'd rather hear no thank you than be ghosted. Like, at least answer me, because that happened with the book. I had a couple quotes that I wanted to use, so I was reaching out for permission to use it, and a couple I never heard back from. One I got a flat no. And then another, they said it was a British newspaper, said I could use the quote for 3,500 pounds for 3 years. I said, I don't think it's that necessary. I have a really good book without your quotes, so I don't even know what that would translate it into US dollars, but it's under, I don't have it. So It was just funny. It's an obscure quote from like 2005 or something. I'm like, why would I pay that? But good
Yeah,
luck with all of the people that you're reaching out to, because I know what that's like waiting to hear back. You get that like
yeah,
the
yeah.
butterflies, like
It's
please say
exciting,
yes.
yeah, but yeah, the anxiety kicks in after a while. If they don't, you know, they'll answer within a few days, but those few days are just like, don't ghost me. I
Right,
don't want to keep
exactly.
bothering you about like. And so far, I think only one or two people have really ghosted us. Like, so we're
That's
doing
not
good.
bad odds then. That's really good.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
bring guests back like all the time. Like, we've had Johnny twice on the show,
nice.
and people from the Deftones. We had like them on 4. Yeah, so
Super cool. No, that's
yeah,
really great that people, return customers. That shows how
yeah,
awesome your
yeah.
show is that people want to come back.
Yeah, they have so much fun. Like I think everybody we've talked to is like, bring me back, you know, bring me back sometime. And we do. And it is a lot of fun still because like we'll find the rarest or dumbest things to talk about for an hour. Like with them. After if they survive once, which like I said, and most of them do, if they survive once, they want to come back. So
Right, because it's
yeah.
fun. It's
Yeah.
not, like I said, you don't feel like you're getting interrogated or that you're in class. It's like just a fun
Yeah.
conversation because all of us with our best friends have the stupidest conversations.
Yeah.
So if we're
Exactly.
talking about dumb shit, then we must be really good friends. Like that's how
Yeah.
you make people feel. So they'll want to come back.
Yeah.
That's super
Yeah.
cool. And one of the things that I loved about your podcast, and I told you this when I met you in person, was I loved the commercials that you played because the nostalgia. So it's really faded, but it's how it is when I bought it. This is actually Woodsy the owl I had to wear because
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, Craig will know Woodsy.
Yeah. I remember he used to come to like when I was in kindergarten. He came to our school with Smokey the Bear.
That's so funny. Don't pollute,
Yeah,
and only you can prevent forest fires. I love that meme that's like, that's an awful lot of responsibility on just me. Like, only I can. But I love those things. And like McGruff, the crime dog, like all of those little things.
yeah,
I don't think they have the same kind of things today because it's
yeah.
all
That's why
cable.
I have hundreds, hundreds of commercials that like I get to choose which one we put in each episode, and that's
That's so
also a
cool.
lot of fun because like watching them once or twice, it really does. It like sends you a gut punch with memories, you know,
Oh,
and
I
yeah,
just remember sitting there Saturday morning with my big bowl of cereal, ready
yeah,
to watch the cartoons. And it was always so exciting to be Saturday
yeah,
morning. You got up and ran downstairs to get in front of the TV.
yeah.
That was
You
so
didn't
fun.
want to be the second one to the TV either, because then you'd be watching like Rainbow Bright and stuff, and yeah,
I liked Rainbow Bright.
I did too. It grew on me as I got older because like I was like, it's not so bad because we have a channel, like it's a secret channel, but we have a channel where it's all cartoons, and it'll never be like, I think we get a copyright on everything, but they let us keep them up, and yeah, it's like a way of beating the system, I guess.
Nice.
So
That's
yeah,
very. Yeah, we used to
yeah,
watch like, of course, the Smurfs and like all of those and
yeah,
Scooby Doo.
yeah,
But I loved the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Do you remember that
yeah,
one? We
yeah,
watched that one and like was it the real Ghostbusters where Slimer was
yeah,
like part of the gang? And
yeah,
there was one, it was Mrs. Robinson's neighborhood, I think it was, or Mrs. Rogers' neighborhood, one of them. And they told Slimer not to touch the cookies. And he got all mad. He
yeah.
goes, "Oh, not touch our cookies." Like to this day, me and my brother still say that. And we're like, all either pushing 50 or over 50. And that comes out of our mouths to this day. So
Yeah,
cartoons definitely get embedded into us.
yeah. Especially since like I basically took care of myself. Like I was still in the like Nickelodeon cartoons and stuff at like 16, 17-year old, and
Yeah. I
I
will still
worked.
watch SpongeBob now by myself. Like
Yeah, yeah. Tubi is great. Tubi has like GI Joe and everything, but like that's where I
oh,
started
nice.
this collection. Like some of it's from when I was a kid, you know, and I just held on to it somehow. A lot of
Right.
stuff went missing, but I have a few things. So this is like my special area where I work and everything. This is like my corner of the room. So
Got all your
it's roomy.
stuff.
Yep, I got all my stuff except for like some stuff in our bedroom. Like I won't take that down because like it'll never fit here right now. So if we get more room though.
I was trying to see everybody behind you, like
yeah,
trying to figure out who's on the wall, but every time I look, you turn purple, and then I can't see what's behind.
I'll take a video of it later. It takes a while to get through, but
gotcha. Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely see horror people back there.
Yep.
Nice. I have a spot downstairs where I work out that has like my Funko Pops and like all of that kind of stuff. So
that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah. And it's funny because when we set this up yesterday, my husband's like, I don't know where's my space. He's like got this little tool spot down in the basement that's like this big. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like we need to get him in, like build on a room somehow so he can have his space too.
I do work in the basement too. Like this is my corner of the basement, but like we have an extra room in our basement, so I kind of took it over, and little by little, it's we're gonna build it up. Space. Yep. Nice. I waited a while for it because like this was the kids' play area, and I was like, I need an office that's like out of the bedroom. So they got up, they grew up, and they didn't want to sleep down here anymore. So
that makes sense. Yeah, because this was my older daughter's room, and then we built her a room in the basement because it's tiny, and she was a good sport about it for a very long time, and we're like, you know what, you need a room for like an adult person, so that's why I got to take this over for, I call it the pole cast room now because I can do my podcast and I got my pole, so it works.
Yeah, the podcast is really fun. Like we've been doing it for 3 years now, and it's probably my favorite thing to do, like in all my life, is working with these guys and just hanging out, sharing memes, doing the show.
That's awesome that you have that outlet and it's so much fun. Gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, our group chat is always going off, so like we're definitely in contact with each other every day. So
that's great.
Yeah,
I definitely have to watch more episodes of it because what I've watched so far I've really enjoyed. So I need about like 10 more hours in my day so that I can do my job and then my podcast stuff and and watch everybody's stuff that I want to watch and read all of the books I want to read. So
we did I think it was 100 reviews, and did we post that? Yeah, we posted that. There was 2 of them. And you can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
And I don't even know. It was more fun doing that than anything. Like when we made our 100 list of horror movies, you can find it if you scroll down just a little bit. So, because that was kind of the reason.
And that's on your YouTube, you said? If it's it'll say 100 reviews. Okay, I know what I'm going to be watching.
Yeah. Little by little, we're gaining followers. Like YouTube's rough. Like we have 22,000 followers on Facebook. Like some of them are bots, but we keep them around anyways just for the numbers.
Right, but that's even like if only a fraction of them are bots. That's incredible. You know, and that's
we've talked to a lot of people that have like subscribed right away to us, like while we're standing there. So and everybody enjoys the content now that we slow down. We do like once a week, and like I said, we try to keep it under an hour.
Right.
So we definitely changed the platform. So it's actually more fun when you're not like dragging on for 2 hours because you're tired. Because we normally record at like 9 p.m. So everybody's got day jobs except for me and Jason. Like, well, we work from home. So
right. I was gonna say you definitely work. So
yeah. Yeah, I put in a lot of hours doing this because I don't really have much other to do. Like, after 2 spinal fusions, like this is what came of it, because nobody will hire me. So we just kind of do this and
Oh, well, now that you're a budding journalist, so you've got that, ahead of you. That's an awesome chapter that's starting in your books. And I think it's fantastic.
I try. That's all I can say. Like, I don't even know why I started doing it. Like I said, I think it was in memories, but each book only took about maybe 3 months to write because it just started flooding out in the story form, and like, I'm really proud of it. So
It's
I think that,
wonderful.
yeah, yeah, because the book's about like when I was 19, I went across the country and like kind of stayed in a lot of places. So I wrote my experiences down from that. Like, I lived in California for a little while, like I think 5 years,
Okay,
and that's what a lot of that book is about. So
nice. And tell
that's like
everybody the title of it again so they can.
Real Gone Kid.
Real Gone Kid. Okay, so that they know which book that is
Yep,
because
it'll
we've talked
be
about a few.
yeah. It's like a rat rod version of me, and you can find I'm riding like a school bus. 'Cause-
Okay,
yeah,
that's that's
because
awesome.
he was like, well, I kind of drew a school bus. I was like, we can make it work because I basically left like right after high school. So
Oh yeah, that works.
yeah,
And that must have
so,
been what he was inspired to do. So it all,
yeah, yeah. Because he was like, well, can we do it? I was like, I don't care. Like, just make a school bus version. Because, like I said, I left early, so
yeah,
it's
like you
been
said, that
really
works.
awesome. What's that?
I was just saying that works because you had just left high school, so it ties that
Yeah,
in that you were young and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was young and I just wanted to leave. Like, I did a lot of traveling. Like I said, like I've lived in Ohio, I've lived in California, just having fun, being a 20-year-old, you know.
oh
But
yeah,
I think the experiences in California are like far beyond everything else, like in memories. And thinking about that always makes me happy. Like thinking about my best friend, like he may be 3,000 miles away, but like we still talk every day through Messenger. And
yep,
it's been like 20 years. So yeah,
yep.
that's
I completely understand it. I'm so grateful for the internet. My best friend moved to New Zealand
oh yeah,
and it's been 20 years, yeah, since she moved because my older daughter was almost one when she moved and now
yeah,
she's 21. And we talk on Facebook Messenger. So it's like
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand. It's like you don't have to physically be near each other to still be best friends.
yeah, exactly. We work that out just by talking to each other like multiple times a day, most of the time. Like,
That's
yeah, he
awesome.
really is like he really is gonna be my best friend forever. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. And since
but
she and
that's
I like are born and raised in Jersey, ours are more like, you just like send some smart ass comment back and forth.
yeah,
That's how you show everybody you love them. You're a smart ass.
yeah, yeah. My 20s were pretty rad because I spent them in California, and we did things I'll like never talk about. You know, like
Statute of limitations isn't up yet.
yeah, yeah, like I can't tell most of our stories without like getting in trouble. So
Yeah, well, I don't want you to get in trouble. So I told you I'm not gonna make you spill the beans on anything during this talk.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. You can find
where
out about that in the book. Like everything about our follies are written in there too, because it's just funny. Like I said, I won't talk about it, but there's a lot of funny stories in there. So
awesome. Were you in
yeah,
like Southern California or were you more like Sacramento area?
no, I was Southern. Like I lived
Okay,
in Redland for a while, so yeah, I
nice.
miss it.
Well,
It was a fun
before she
place.
moved to New Zealand, my best friend lived in LA, so I'd go out and visit her. That's pretty much
Yeah,
my California experience. I turned 21 in Santa Monica,
yeah,
and the photos are they're ridiculous. I woke up the next morning with a deflated balloon on my wrist. Like I had alcohol poisoning for 2 days. It was not, don't do
oh,
this, kids. Don't do this. And I was like, what's this? And they're like, don't you remember? I'm like, no. And they said, a homeless man made me a balloon rose and sang happy birthday to me. And I did a whole dance in the middle of the road while this homeless man sang. I have no recollection of this at all.
yeah,
But that's what your 20s are for, like
yeah,
to
exactly.
figure out who you are and
Yeah,
make big mistakes that you can only get away with while you're in your 20s.
yeah,
So that's great that you get. I can't wait to check out this book. I want to hear these stories. So
yeah, yeah. You can find it on Amazon.
excellent. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well,
So.
was there anything else that you had where we can check you out? We got the podcast, we got the books, we got the cool sticker.
Yeah.
I love my sticker.
I mean, unless you want to see cartoons, that's Dadmented TV.
Dadmented TV. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody go check that out too.
Yeah, that is full of cartoons. Like we edit episodes, we find cartoons, we put commercials in, and it's just like Saturday morning.
I love that. And I want to show you off too, because you are in the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And I want to plug Johnny's stuff as well again. There is his link tree, so definitely get your copy. Super cool. I just love it. I love all the different the puns and the pop culture references, and it's just such a fun series. I'm still like starting from the beginning, and I've got 25 years to catch up on, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Like he's an awesome guy. He was like, can I draw you in this comic book? And he showed me like step by step of what he was doing, and he used actually like I do Haunt every year, and he actually used that picture to kind of go off of. So what I'm wearing is like my Haunt outfit, like, but that's really cool. Like I think I love that fact. So
that is awesome. And did you see I took the bookmark out? This is what I said I wasn't going to do. I wasn't going to be flipping through.
Yeah.
But I'm not familiar. What's Haunt? Can you tell me what that is? Because I don't know what that is.
I work at Dorney Park. It's like during October, September and October, like we come around, we train, and everything's like haunted houses, and like it's an amusement park, so like we're set up for all kinds of things. But mine is like the crazy hillbilly.
Nice.
And it's called Chop and Stop, and a bunch of just a bunch
That's
of
great.
people, and like you go through like a little restaurant or like deli, and then you walk into a corn maze where we terrorize people. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been to Dorney Park several times, but never for the Halloween stuff. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I can't wait to do it every year. I think this is my 4th year doing it.
Nice.
And I'm excited about that. Yeah, because that's right around the corner. So you can check out their TikTok, because if you check out their TikTok, you'll probably see me a lot.
Awesome. Chop and Stop.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so fun. Yeah, because I saw you have the axe in the photo. So that's why I'm like, wait, I need to know more about this. So very cool.
That's it. Like haunted attractions, like I think we start at the beginning of September, and then by the end of Halloween, like it's all over and people get all sad and everything, because it's like you become a different person. Like I become a different person. Like I've got a lot of anxiety, but when I'm in that costume, someone else takes over.
I was going to say, you're becoming that character, so you can separate from it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my first 2 years, I was a zombie, and I didn't really like it because I couldn't react to people and like interact with people because I was a zombie. They don't talk. So last year,
brains. That's your only line. Brains.
Yeah.
Brains.
You can't even say that, because like people will make fun of you if you come out saying that. Like,
no, that would be a real kick to the self-esteem if you're getting made fun of as a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sin. Yeah, I've been to my sister loves Fright Fest at Six Flags. Adventure. So I've been to there, and I have some friends who's been the whole family's worked at Great Adventure since forever. So we'll go and like see them, but I kind of have that same, with the one guy that was a zombie, and he'd just come up and stare. And like, no matter what anybody did, he wouldn't break it. I'd be busting out laughing. I could not keep that straight face.
Yeah, sometimes people say things that like you can't help but laugh at. Like, I know you're supposed to be in character, but like they say some funny things sometimes. Sometimes we carry whistles because they'll beat you up too. Like, you never know what's going to happen. Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's pretty exciting. It's pretty like, I think it adds to the whole
experience.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, but
Well, that's,
it's
you
fun.
know, you never know, you're going to work, but that's not like a regular job, you know, like a regular day of work. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I start at 4, I end at 11, so I get good hours in. Like, probably takes 20 minutes for makeup. So
That's not bad.
everybody's ready. They start sending people down at like 6 o'clock, and we all gather at the gate, and like people line up on each side just to see us come out. And I think that's where the anxiety really goes away. Like when I get out of that gate, I am in full character.
That is awesome. I
Yeah,
love that. And I love that you found something you enjoy that can take you out of the anxiety too. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Very cool. I
It
may
was.
have to see if I can get to Dorney this Halloween season.
Yeah, it all started with conventions because like I have really bad social anxiety. So I started going to conventions just to like ease myself into it because I knew I wanted to meet people and especially people that were there. So I kind of sucked it up and went in, and ever since then, like I've been to cons. I'm getting a press pass hopefully to go to Monster Mania, and I realized it's like a different crowd of people, and I think that's what I was scared of the most. Like the horror scene can be kind of dramatic and
Okay.
it's very like gatekeepish. So yeah,
That's really cool that you can get a press pass. Cause
yeah, that'll be for Monster Mania. Um, I'm excited about it. I have to get it. My wife said I had to get like a new camera and not to take stuff from my phone because that's honestly where I do everything from, like pictures and everything I do from my phone. So
I
it's gonna
think
be
most
hard
of
if I
us
get a
do.
camera first. Yeah,
But
but
that's cool though. If you get a new camera, it's like having a new toy. You get to go play with at
yeah,
the convention
exactly.
too. So
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's what they're expecting, like one that takes video and pictures, but like not your phone. So it'll
right.
be it'll be a blast because I'll be there all weekend, and I'll get to go to Q&A sessions and pro photo apps like outside of like the line and everything. So
And where is that?
that's
Like,
in Cherry Hill, New Jersey,
I thought so.
and
Okay, I went to one a few years ago there.
yeah, Robert Englund's gonna be there this year. Like a whole bunch of big names, Doug Bradley.
I
Yeah,
want to meet Robert Englund before I die. I love him so
yeah,
much, and mostly from Zombie Strippers. Like, of course, I love Freddy, but
yeah, yeah.
his Ian in Zombie Strippers when he sprays the girl with the Lysol. Like, I love that character so much.
Yeah, I love them in 2001 Maniacs when they get like stranded in that town.
Oh, I haven't
They have
seen
really good
that.
kills. It's
Cool.
really good. Like it's
Writing it
funny. It's
down.
like horror comedy, but the kills are great. So
That's awesome. And that's what I love. Like, I love that whole genre of funny horror is like
yeah,
the
because it can be pretty.
2001 Maniacs. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah,
just wrote it down.
yeah, yeah. Horror can be pretty toxic. Like when you come into groups and everything, and you see what people are. Because I'm in one of the Terrifier groups, and like they just started bashing on the girl that played Sienna like completely, and I was like, you do know she's in this group, right? So she's
I
seen
bet they felt
everything.
pretty stupid.
Yeah,
That, and there's
yeah,
a right way and a wrong way to say, like, well, that's not how I would have done it, but like without bashing
yeah,
people. You don't have to be a bully.
yeah. It's armchair critics, and like a real journalist like knows how to go through the inconvenience, like in between, like I like this, but this could have been a little better. But don't say it in like such a bashing tone, like
Exactly. And
to
that's,
tell the truth.
well, they didn't do it this way. They did do it this
Yeah,
way.
exactly.
Like you can kind
Yeah,
of say, like, and
yeah. You have to have
still,
like when you see a movie, you have to be like neutral about it.
right. And you should be respectful because,
Yeah,
whether you liked it or not, this is their job and they all put in a lot of time and effort
yeah,
and, like it costs a lot to make a movie.
yeah,
So,
yeah. It can get pretty toxic sometimes, but for the most part, like all of our followers are really cool. Like we haven't had too much gatekeeping or anything like that, and if they do, we remove them. Like it's as simple as that. So
Right. Yeah, it's a good part about being in charge. You can just be like, blink.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're out. Boop.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much how it
because
goes.
I really think anytime you get a group of people together, there's a certain percentage of assholes. And that's why,
Yeah,
like people say, well, cities are so dangerous. No, they're not. There's just a lot more people there. So it seems like,
yeah,
it's the same 10% of assholes. There's just more
yeah,
people there.
yeah,
So it's more, So I
yeah,
think that, having the freedom to kick people out of your group is wonderful because it keeps
yeah,
that toxicity down.
yeah, exactly. Like we don't tolerate any of that. Like even cyberbullying and like in not so sensical way, like boot them anyways.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we
There's
don't
all
stamp.
kinds of things said that no one would ever say in real life. But because you're
Yeah,
behind the
yeah,
screen, you
yeah.
get
And
there.
we've reported comments that are like, look at these people like calling mentally ill people like transgender and everything and treating that like it's like some kind of mental illness. Like
I have no
I could go on about that.
tolerance for that at all. I would
Yeah.
absolutely nope.
Yeah, like I said, I have anxiety, I have schizoaffective disorder, but like I think depression is kind of like romanticized these days because like everybody is sad about something after coronavirus, like we kind of just keep to ourselves anymore. Like we come out and deal with people, but like it's not as fun as it used to be. Like
Yeah, we kind of all got retrained not to be out
yeah,
socially,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
because
I
I
mean, it just
have.
me, but like I don't, because I don't like socialize anyways, except for with people online. But yeah,
Yep. Yeah, because that's I had depression before Corona, but so I know what it's like to like get into that space and
yeah,
not want to be around people. But
yeah,
it's funny though when you're around your people, it's energizing, and
yeah,
it's like if we could all pick our people that we're around. That's why I
yeah,
like hanging out if you come to my house. I don't like leaving my house, but you want to come over here, and that's because I can pick who I'm hanging out with.
yeah. It's like
So
for me, it's like I made it to the grocery store, like I'm doing good, but then at the same time, I can go to Monster Mania and be fine with that, like with thousands of people all weekend there. Like just you
exactly
have
because
to
it's
do
your
what you want.
people.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people that like they don't know where they're coming from. They're confused, and I think everybody's got talent. I think everybody's got something they could do online, but a lot of people are afraid to take that jump. Like people are busy with work and everything, but
Yep.
if you
And
want
it's
to,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
if you want to climb the ladder, like just start a half-hour show. Like that's the
Absolutely.
best advice. That's the best advice I can give to people. Like just keep pushing, even if you have 30-minute episodes. Like just keep pushing, and eventually you'll get to like our spot, which still kind of bottom level, but we have 22,000 followers on Facebook. Like that's
That's
pretty good.
huge. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. We have almost 200 followers on YouTube because we've talked to a lot of like cool people like Milo from the Descendants and stuff like that, and people eat that right up. Like we did an interview with this band Spellgrinder, and I think that's our most watched episode. It has like 600 views.
Did you do an article about that as
Yeah,
well? Okay,
yeah,
I was going to
absolutely.
say I know that
Yeah,
name. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He thought the questions were so good. He was like, "Well, can I come on the show?" And like, yeah, we invite anybody on the show. Like we will either know about it and converse about it, but like sometimes we don't know. Like people are giving us like facts and we're learning, which is really awesome. So
Yeah, that's why it's so fun to just like talk to so many different people because we can all learn new things. There's no
yeah,
one in the
exactly.
world knows everything. So
Yeah. I video edit and everything, and like that also came with like a lot of advice from friends and stuff like that. Like this is what you can do, this is what you should do, and this is what you shouldn't do. But I went for it anyways, so they
oh
kept the
yeah,
YouTube channel up, like with the cartoons and everything. They left it up, but like I said, we'll never get monetized on that. It's like copyright after copyright. But they let us keep it on. So as long as they let us keep it on, we're fine.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can still bring joy to people, and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and you can keep building your other one to get monetized. So
Yeah.
you can have both,
Yeah.
But I
I do a
understand
lot of,
completely what you mean, because like I'm teaching myself editing and all that, and it's fun to learn.
yeah. Yeah, we are very DIY, our show. Like I do the editing. People are out there like trying to get interviews, and like I said, I think they look at the numbers on YouTube and they're like, I don't feel like they see us as like professional, which is fine. But like we've had a couple people that have said, "Hey, I want to sponsor you," but it's probably a scam. So
Oh yeah,
because
I
once
fell
you
for
answer
that.
them, yeah, once you answer it, it's like I need a credit card. No, you don't. Like
Yeah,
So
yeah, I did that once when I was away with my husband, and I got the Instagram. We can promote your book and get likes. So I'm like, yeah, here's $100 that I don't, like. So I got it, and the next day there's a post, and it's got 16,000 likes. Or like then the next day there's 35,000 likes. You know how many books I sold? So
yeah,
just because it says that there's likes doesn't mean that they're actual people,
yeah,
So
you just gotta keep climbing. Like you just can't give up. Like we're bottom feeding right now too, but we're slowly climbing back up the ranks. So
I saw some of your posts about that, how like things had
yeah,
kind of gotten chopped off at the knees and you had to start back up
yeah,
again. But that's organic is the way to do it. And that way you have a fan base that is real people that love you and have your back.
yeah,
And they'll tell people and they'll tell people, and it'll just keep growing.
yeah. And that's kind of how it happened. Like even Johnny was like, "Here, this person wants to be interviewed, or this person wants to be interviewed, and this person wants to talk to you." And yeah,
Yep.
so it's pretty
And
awesome. He has some
absolutely.
really cool connections, and he's taught me a lot about getting really cool. You know,
That's
and
what's awesome about him, is he just wants everyone to succeed,
yeah,
and he's
exactly.
happy to help everybody.
Yeah, and he's like the Superman of everything. Like he's always doing something. Like
He doesn't
I don't
sleep.
even
He
do
can't
that.
sleep. There aren't
Yeah,
any hours left for him to sleep between music
yeah,
and the books and movies and helping all of us.
yeah. But I'm proud of him. He's come like since we interviewed him, he's come like a seriously long way. And it's funny to watch him, or it's not funny, but like it's fun to watch him rise. And he's a good dude. And that's pretty much
Absolutely.
all I can say about him. Like even meeting him personally, we hugged and everything else. Like we haven't seen each other, which we didn't, but it's still like good friends seeing each other. And as the weekend went on, we got some more talking and everything, and like we'll probably have him on the show again to plug his book, just like you are. So
Excellent. And you guys had perfect spots to talk at the con. You were right across from each other,
yeah,
so you
exactly.
could
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
went, hey, holler across
Yeah,
the aisle
I
there.
was a lot more relieved for that, knowing he was like across from me, because I still had like anxiety about being there. Because I've sold books at horror cons, but like I think at the Great Media one, I sold like 20 books all weekend, and that's a lot. So because
Good.
that's a horror, like at the horror cons, they only look for like certain kinds of stuff. So we left
Right.
both horror books out, both short stories out, and like they're just a different brand of people. Like they're looking for autographs and they're looking like to spend big money on
Right.
collectibles and stuff. So they don't really get into books unless it's like a comic book, a horror related one. So
Right. Or like if it's Robert England's there selling his autobiography, then they'll
yeah,
probably,
yeah. And that one I will have hopefully a press pass for, like I said, and I'll eat the weekend up. I'll get as many pictures of it I can of like them signing things like that. Like even paying the money to get like a short video from them.
That would be
It goes a long way.
incredible.
Because, like, our first year, we got like all these people to congratulate us and make little videos. And then David Howard Thornton, like Art the Clown, even made a little one, and it brought us all up. Like I looking at that was like we reached a lot of people. It's time to like take this seriously. And
Yes.
that's what we're doing now. Like before it was like fun and games, and it still is. We still like get sidetracked for 20 minutes, but it's just who we are.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
how we roll. Like
That's you guys being authentic.
yeah, Jason's like the best interview ever. Like he knows exactly what to ask to like get these long answers, like incredible answers. Like he'll ask about studio time. He'll ask about directorial abuse. I mean,
That happens too, I'm sure, but
yeah, well, you get what I'm talking about. But yeah,
but he knows like insider questions to ask to get people to really open up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And getting Art the Clown to do a video. I heard him on a radio show, and he's just such a great guy. Like you wouldn't expect this terrifying, like pardon the pun, but like terrifying clown to be like just this really nice person.
I think that's what I like about him is he's so brutal, and it like takes me right back to 80s movies, like sneaking in and watching them. Like they like put trash movies on at like 11 o'clock when we were kids, and we stayed up all night watching that. But like now I love trash films because of that reason. You know, like it's a lot of memories, like I said. So
I always think about the black and white ones with like, you know, Satan's Temple, you know, like they were always the like late night ones, and the women, you know, like it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you were saying Trauma. I am definitely getting my subscription because I just looked at the list of titles and I'm so intrigued. I you know, in my 84-hour days that I need to add this to the list too. But there's so many cool sounding movies, and like you said, from our childhood, that's what that vibe is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's love it or hate it. Like a lot of people cannot stand it. Like
but they're
that's
wrong.
what they were fighting about. Like in the Art the Clown group, like the Art Appreciation Society, people just bash it. Like I said, they were talking about like Sienna, and you look at it and you know she's gonna see this. Like she's gonna see everything you say, and like you're being like turds. You know what I mean? Like you're totally making fun of her and like putting her down. So.
No, and like I said, there's a difference between it wasn't my jam and you suck. They're two completely different ways to express yourself. If you're not into the type of movies that Trauma has, which I don't know how you couldn't be, but whatever, you know, like then just say, okay, that's not my jam, but I'm glad you enjoy it. You don't have to be mean. We don't all like the same things, and that's fine. But I love the idea of supporting the independent films too, because there's so many creative ideas out there, and I love that they have a platform that you can check them out.
Yeah, their platform is really cool. Like they even have Punk Rock Holocaust there, like 1 and 2. Those are some of my favorite movies because they are so bad. Like in the one scene, like these guys like get their heads ran over, but you can totally tell it's a watermelon.
I love it because that's like when my brothers and I would make films when we were growing up. We had, you know, my dad had the VHS camera that you had to carry the deck around. It was like the two, you know, and we'd set up and we'd make all these movies and we'd come up with our own special effects and like stuff like that, running over a watermelon. What else are you going to run over for somebody's head? It's perfect. I respect that so much.
Practical effects are so awesome. Like I can't stand, honestly, like I can't stand CGI. Like it seems lazy to me. Like it's cool, but like people used to put passion into what they were doing there, you know, like.
And it actually was like you challenge your brain to come up with things that would work. I was talking to my oldest about being in like 4th grade, I think, when The Black Cauldron came out, that Disney movie, the animated movie. And I heard the Foley artists talking about when the skeletons reanimated, they filled rubber gloves up with macaroni, like cooked macaroni, and squeezed it, and that's how they made that noise. I'm like, that's creative, like to come up with let's get some latex gloves full of pasta and, you know, like, that's really cool.
That's the spirit of the 70s. Like, that was my initial introduction to gore, you know, like Dawn of the Dead was. Like, I watched Return of the Living Dead when we were kids, but, like, Dawn of the Dead really, like, messed with me, you know? Like, I fell in love.
I love that. You know, you said you were a 5, so I mean that's that's a core memory for you now.
Yeah, like, you know, I shouldn't have been watching those movies, but back then my parents, they were different people, like they didn't care. But I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead, but I could watch all these like trash movies. So
well, it's like I was not allowed to watch Knight Rider, but I could watch the A-Team. And I don't understand the difference. Or like I wasn't allowed to watch Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
But I watched Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
But then when I became a parent and the kids wanted to watch stuff that was just freaking annoying. So, well, you're not allowed to watch that. And it's like, well, what's wrong with it? Nothing. I just hate it. You know, like, like I kind of get that now that I have kids. But, you know, like Caillou was never going to happen. Barney was never going to happen. I don't care. Unless you got a free college tuition with viewing that garbage. You know, put on SpongeBob.
Yeah, I'm so glad mine are like getting out of the YouTube phase and like actually watching like shows for people their age. Because,
well, that's good.
Yeah, because YouTube was like infecting their brain. Like it made them different people whenever they're watching it, like totally zombies. You know, you call their name and they were too they were too busy on their game. It still kind of goes like that, but
I kind of wish that it was like when we were growing up where it was only Saturday morning and then the specials for Thanksgiving or Christmas, you know, like it was, and other than that, we were playing, you know?
Yeah. You knew when the best like holiday episodes were coming on, like The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror got advertised, and that brings me back to like the 90s fall. And like, you know, when you were done trick-or-treating, these shows were still on and you can watch it. So like you had an awesome night because you're watching these specials and you also got to trick-or-treat.
Exactly. So, there was like a double treat there. That's awesome. But I used to love it would say special and it would spin and we'd have our popcorn and be like, you know, get to stay up late.
Yep.
That was fun. That was a fun time to grow up.
Yeah, it was.
You know, we're lucky. Because zombies are real. It's all of us walking around like this.
Yeah, pretty much. What's funny is like when people like make fun of social media or make fun of people on their phones through a phone, I don't get it.
Exactly. Or you can't give me the vaccine because it'll put a tracker in you. Did you just put that on your phone that has a GPS tracker in it?
Yeah.
I figure I'm too boring. Nobody's going to want to track me. You know, like this, well, you're going to see me working or, you know, like have fun. Here I am. That's funny. I'm getting like a weird noise in my headphones. Do you hear that?
No.
Okay. It stopped. Nope. Now I hear it again. It's weird. It's like.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe my microphone was doing its own practical effects because we were talking about it. It's like, check this out.
I don't hear anything.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably wrap this up anyway because we're getting on an hour. But this has been so fun, and I've really enjoyed learning about you because I follow you on Facebook and on TikTok, and also it's great to talk to you a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm the geek behind it all. That's all I can say about it.
Fantastic job, and you need to keep it up and keep writing. And I can't wait to see your stuff from MonsterCon. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
I'm manifesting that you get the press pass.
Yeah. The exciting thing going on is waiting for that. But I just did an interview with little pale girl from Terrifier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She came up with some awesome answers. So that's a good interview. And that's I give the simplest questions, but I don't expect them to read or send 10 paragraphs, but they do,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's all in the fun. Like right now we're hobbyists, like, but it puts together a good portfolio for me to try and like climb the ranks, like I said, and yeah, it's a lot of
And it's a
fun.
great way to learn,
Yeah,
like when you're going in, like, just
yeah,
not expecting anything in return except knowledge,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
They definitely review our stuff. Like they're good about it. Like if you make a few mistakes, they'll fix them and just be like, "Hey, do this better." But yeah,
No,
I've
that's
never gotten in trouble with them yet. So
well, that's good. That's good. And I
yeah,
like, so you're sending the questions online and then they type back. It's not like a video or anything.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I always offer to do like Zoom calls where we can just get it out of the way, but everybody likes written interviews, So
They
I've
probably feel
done,
like they can put more into it and then check and make sure that
yeah,
they're saying what they want to say.
yeah, pretty much. Like the one interview I did, like I did a Zoom call and it went so quick, even though we had a lot to say to each other. Like I think it lasted like 8 minutes and we were done. All I had to do was transcribe it. So
Well, that's
I prefer
cool.
like written answers because like they're not on the spot to answer you. Like you can give them a couple days and to answer back to in written form, and I think they enjoy it more. In all honesty, so
Yeah, it's more thoughtful what they're saying because
yeah,
they're not on the spot. Like I better say something, and then
yeah,
the first thing that,
exactly.
not that I have anything against that. I'm very, it's in my brain, it's out my mouth. So,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm all for that too. But now when you get the chance to think about what you want to say, then you do give more thoughtful, detailed
yeah,
answers. So
yeah, exactly. Like if you ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers. Like we always look for like at least one paragraph in an answer, like not like a single sentence. It happens sometimes, but like yeah, we love editing the big ones. So
yeah, because nobody wants to read an interview that's like, blah, 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 blah. Yes.
yeah, I have to like transcribe it, and it's really weird to transcribe it because you have to figure out a way sometimes to like alter what they said in a little way because they don't like the editors don't understand it, and it goes too quick, and the transcribe is like kind of sucks.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's why I stick to like written interviews. So yeah, you can find a lot of them from me. Yeah,
That's awesome. That's great that you're like expanding all of this. And like you said, you're growing your portfolio and
yeah,
that's fantastic.
yeah. I've been working hard like the last 3 years, like just trying to get this stuff all together, and now we're finally starting to get noticed. Like so, yeah, we're
That
getting
is
bigger names. Yeah.
awesome.
Right
Well,
now, like
everybody, I'm sorry, right
this
now?
week we'll be talking. This week we'll be talking to a director. I don't remember the name of his movie. It's very underground, but like, it's gonna be fun. So
Nice.
yeah,
Cool. Well,
it's
everybody
a
needs
movie
to
that you
follow
watch.
your
Like,
social media so that they can check it out.
yeah, everywhere. It's Dadmented, Geek Den, unless you're on Tubi. I mean YouTube, where it's just Dadmented Geek Den or
Nice.
Dadmented. Yeah.
On
So
TikTok, right? Is that minutes?
that's Dadmented. Yeah.
Right.
But you can find us anywhere really.
Nice.
Oh, we were trying the Spotify thing for a while. It didn't work out, and now we just do web shows because it's easier.
Nice. Well, you got to
Yeah.
do what works for you, and you're
Yeah.
finding your niche there, and that's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're all learning from each other, and yeah, every day you learn something new. Like between the five of us, like we're always looking to learn something new. And like with a lot of our guests, we totally get like, I did this like one person. You know what I mean? Like one person band. Like he does all the instruments, he does all the editing, and it's crazy how he does it. So that was one of our best interviews. We had him back like 3 times already. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
it's cool. Like it's cool stories. Like I did all this on my own during the pandemic. Like I wrote this, I performed this, I put it all together, and I edited it and sent it to Spotify.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it became very easy to become like an influencer, I guess you could call it. Like as long as you say the right thing,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna like talk about the good old days, you're gonna get a lot of boomers. But if you talk about like the modern day stuff, I don't feel like anybody really bothers you for that. Like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, everybody makes fun of Gen Z, but like, I'm a Zennial, like in between Millennial and like Gen X, so I'm still
Okay.
feral, but I can order a pizza online, you know. So
All right. I was going to say I'm solid Gen X, but I think I do pretty well with the new technology and all that. And I have no problem saying, "Hey, kids, help mom," you know.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
awesome.
And my
Yeah,
girl, we're
we're
up
going
to
to make sure everybody's following your social media, that they're going to Amazon and looking up Craig Lucas so that they can get your
yep,
books. And I
yep.
want to
We gotta
once
like,
oh, it's not rapid fire. Hello. I clicked the wrong, it could be rapid fire. Pick up a copy of Johnny's book too. You can go to his link tree and check that out. And I just want to thank you again so much for taking the time to speak with me today. This was really fun.
yeah, thanks for having me in my short-term memory.
It's all good. Believe me, I understand.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
fun.
Yeah, thank you. And I hope we can talk again soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. All right. Well, take care and I'll talk to you later.